YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm over here drinking on my little pre-workout. Speaking of pre-workout, make sure y'all get on Amazon. Get your pre-workout right now. This stuff is good, man. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Buy it. It's good. I'm telling you. Good reviews already. Really good reviews. Drinking on my little pre-workout right now. It's a little purple joint, huh? Anyway, so what I want to talk to you guys about today is, you got a lot of people in the Western, well, I guess, I don't know if it's happening everywhere, but definitely in the United States, we're having this problem with just people victimizing themselves. Like, you're making yourself a target most times. If you're black and you feel like that police are targeting you, maybe they did target you. Maybe you do fit some description that they're looking for. Maybe you're just being black. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But there's a certain way that you need to handle yourself so that you don't get in any more trouble than you're already in. Because maybe you didn't even do anything. Maybe you're not in trouble at all. Maybe you're just getting pulled over because of nothing. I don't know. That's not for me to decide whether you're getting harassed by police officers or whatever. But if you do get pulled over by a police officer, you need to learn how to conduct yourself so that you don't get in any more trouble. You don't lose your life or get shot or something or whatever. There's no reason for you to cuss out the police just because you got pulled over and, it's you're on your way to work and all this other stuff that you could be going through. It's really not, it's not that serious at the end of the day, man. If you're able to walk away with your life, then what are you complaining about? Like, if anything, if you really do want to fight the police, you want to fight them as far as justice, and fight them in court. Don't fight police officers on the street. You're most likely not going to win. You're not going to win that fight. 99.9% of the time, you are not going to win. Because especially if it's just you, it's definitely going to be more of them than you, right? So nobody's going to have your back at the end of the day. So it's best for you to just fight them in court. So if you're really somebody who just doesn't like police officers for some reason, like you can't stand the law, you don't like getting pulled over, you don't like interacting with police officers, all police officers are this, that, you just got this big vendetta against police officers, which is messed up because not all police officers are the same. Just like if you're black and you feel like, oh, I only mess with black people, not all black people are the same. Or if you're white, vice versa. If you're white and you only mess with white people, not all white people are the same. So there's going to be bad people here and there, no matter what race they are. So anyway, if you really want to fight the police officers and you feel like you're being done wrong, take precautions. Have a camera set up all the time. Every time you get pulled over, cut the camera on. There's nothing illegal about having a camera rolling while you're getting pulled over. There's nothing illegal about that. So that way you have everything. You have all the evidence that you need to say that you were pulled over wrongly, or you were done wrong. You were spoken to disrespectfully, because people take that stuff to court all the time and they end up winning. They settle out of court, whatever the department ends up having to pay, that police officer gets fired, whatever. But if the majority of your stops are, because you did something wrong, then what are you fighting for? If you have dark tints and you're in a state where it's illegal for dark tints and you're getting pulled over, the police aren't messing with you. They're pulling you over for a reason. You have illegal tints on your car. If you have a license plate that's blacked out and it's illegal to have that in your state, then the police officers aren't doing anything wrong. They're doing their job. They're pulling you over because you're in violation of the law. Point blank and simple. You could be mad that you got pulled, that you got caught. It was illegal when you got 5% tint. It was illegal. I mean, you could be upset that they pulled you over, but it's like, man, how mad can you be because they're doing their job? Now, when things turn in the other direction and you end up having to fight the police, or they end up having to fight you, most likely that's going to be your fault. Most likely, most of the time. Now, in this example, this guy riding on the street on a four-wheeler, which is illegal. So the police have the right to pull you over. Not only that, but he has a gun on him. Now, if you were somebody who's a law-abiding citizen, number one, you wouldn't be riding the dirt bike or the four-wheeler on the street, on a residential street. You wouldn't be doing that because you know it's illegal. Now, maybe there's a reason why he's doing that. Maybe he has to get it to the shop and there's no other way he can get it there but to ride it on the street. Whatever. Still illegal. They still have a right to pull you over. Now you have a gun on you. Now, if you were in legal possession of this gun, you wouldn't be running from the police, right? You got your license on you. You got everything you need to prove that you're allowed to have this weapon on you. Clearly, he doesn't. But I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he just felt like running just to get a rush. I don't know. That's the only reason why. I can't think of any reason why you would run from the police if you have all your legal documents with you. If everything you're doing is legal, then they have nothing on you. Nothing's going to happen to you. So here's an example of, or not an example, this is what happened.
To a tense encounter caught on police body camera that could have ended very differently. It started when East Point police stopped a man on a four-wheeler driving illegally down a busy street. Officers say they could tell he had a gun in his pocket, and once stopped, they saw him reach for it. After they tased him, he pointed the weapon straight at them, but as 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell.
So here, you're already driving down the street legally on a four-wheeler. It's illegal to do that. You don't have a license plate. It's not a street legal vehicle, right? That's number one. So they have probable cause to pull you over just for that. And they can tell that he has a gun on him because when you're riding a motorcycle, a dirt bike, whatever, you know, whether, I don't know where he had it positioned. If they saw it, and it was probably near on his back or something like that, like near his waistband behind him. So they could see that there was a gun on him. So they already know that. They already felt like they could see it. That's what they think that they saw because they're not 100% sure, right? So they get this guy. They know he has a gun on him. And what does he do? He ends up pulling the gun out.
Explains to us tonight is what happened next that kept the situation from escalating.
I'm at Gratiot Avenue in Veronica, where it happened last week, and the video you are about to see shows just how fast East Point police had to make a life and death decision. East Point police provided footage of what started as a traffic stop on June 15th. You can see a detective and officer stop a man they say is illegally driving a four-wheeler down Gratiot. They say the man reached for a gun in his shorts, and this happened. Taser! Life and death decisions happen so fast. Let's slow it down. You can see what appears to be a gun. Police say the man reaches for the gun in his waistband and then points it at police. The video continues as the officer takes cover, takes out a gun, then chases him. Get down on the ground! Now,
mind you, those police officers had every right to just shoot that man. Once he pointed the gun out, once he lifted the gun, they could have just shot him. They could have just shot him. Then what? Then they would have been marching down the street saying Black Lives Matter. Why they do that to that black man? They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to shoot him. But God was on his side that day because they didn't switch weapons and light him up. They didn't do that. So luckily for him, he didn't get shot by police. You know, he didn't get shot. So that's lucky for him. But what I'm saying is that they could have, if they felt like their life was in danger, which it was in danger, because he could have just popped one of them right there. He could have shot one of those officers. But they didn't do it. They didn't shoot, which is good restraint on their end. But they could have.
Get down! They are very brave in using that restraint.
Detective Lieutenant Robert Koenigsman says the officers could have used justified deadly force, but relied on training they undergo multiple times a year and chose not to avoid creating any danger to people in the area.
Basically, that's the risk an officer takes if he's got to put his life on the line for the safety of others.
Obviously, if you're in danger, you want to minimize the danger, so I probably wouldn't have been as logical as they were.
Shiny Knight lives nearby and is grateful no one.
Which is, yeah, I mean, basically what she's saying is that, you know, I don't have the proper training. I'm not trained to be a police officer, and I don't know if I probably would have shot him. Basically, that's what she's trying to say. Like, I would have shot him because he just pointed the gun and it still would have been a justified shooting. Nothing that they did was wrong. You know, they didn't shoot him for whatever reason. I don't know why they didn't, but, you know, basically because they didn't want to risk any other lives. There were cars driving by. You know, one of those bullets could have went into a car. You know, who knows what could have happened. So they didn't shoot, which is good for him, for the suspect.
One was seriously hurt.
You see the video for there?
A nearby businessman says he arrived right after it happened and could tell police had been through something stressful.
The cops was terrified because of the guy who pointed the gun at him.
Detroit police responded to help and arrested Diaz Titus hiding in a nearby garage. This video now evidence as the 28-year-old is facing numerous charges, including assaulting police with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, and felony firearm charges.
He's now being held in jail on a $1 million bond. In East Point, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
Yeah, so here again, man, this man was very lucky. He's very lucky that he left out of that situation with his life. You know, if he has a family, you know, girlfriend, wife, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's very lucky that his punishment is going to be jail time and not losing his life, you know? So very good job on the officer's part. Like, they could have done what they had to do, but they didn't want to risk others' lives in result of, you know, having to shoot this man. So, but this is not how you conduct yourself as a citizen of this country. There's a way to do things. Number one, obviously, don't do things illegal. If you don't do things illegal, there's nothing's going to happen to you, right? If you're doing things illegal, then that's already strike one right there. You know, you're already, you know, you're bringing attention to yourself when you're doing things illegal. So don't do things to bring attention to yourself. You know, I like to have, you know, tents on my window. So if I get pulled over for tents, it's like, hey, it is what it is. I know what I was doing when I got them. I know where they were illegal. I know it makes the car look good. I'm a car person, so I get it. So this next video that I want to show you real quick is basically just that. These gentlemen get pulled over by I think a state. I'm not sure. I think it's state. It might be city. I'm not sure. But anyway, their tents are illegal. The tents on the car are illegal. So that's what they're pulled over for, you know. But, you know, watch how these guys conduct themselves.
Window tint on this vehicle is extremely dark, okay?
Okay.
Let me explain to you the way the tint laws are written. The way they're written, no vehicle may be parked or operated on public roads with no less than 70% light transmitted through the front windows and front windshield, and no less than 50% through the back windows, okay?
Okay, I was not aware of that.
Vehicle parked or operated on public space or public roads.
Okay.
Due to different states having different tint laws, as long as you're in compliance with your home state's law, you cannot be subject to getting a citation for being in violation.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, sir.
Where do you plan on registering your vehicle?
Texas.
Okay. Right now, you're... Alright, so technically you'll be, you have to be in compliance until, as long as those tags are on the vehicle.
Okay. I understand.
50% light transmitted to the front.
So basically, these gentlemen are getting pulled over for tint. That's what they're getting pulled over for. In the beginning, they were saying like, when the cops first pulled them over, it's like, we didn't even do anything, because they didn't do anything. They don't know why they're getting pulled over. But the police officer had them put the windows down, put the windows all the way down. Apparently these two are not from, I think they're in Virginia right now, but they're not from Virginia. So they went to Virginia to buy this vehicle and bring it back to Texas to register it. So in Texas, the tent laws are totally different. So, but he's telling him, you know, for Virginia purposes, this is the tent law. So he's reading out the law to them to let them know, and that's why he's saying I didn't know that, because he's not from there.
Windows, 35 in the rear.
Okay.
70% on the front windshield.
Okay.
5% all around, 70% on the windshield.
Right. Okay.
Just to clarify.
Okay.
Every state is different.
All right.
Can you please raise your front right window about halfway? Do you have any sort of medical documentation?
Say it again.
Do you have any sort of medical documentation? I just have to ask.
Okay.
So what he asked him is if he has some medical documentation. There could be a medical reason why he has his tints that dark. You know, there's always some leeway on some things. You know, there could be a reason why he has to have tint that dark. So he has to ask him.
All right. 5% light transmitters through the front right window. Would you like to see it for yourself? Do you want to see the measurement?
You said it's 5%. Okay, I'm not gonna say I was.
Does that sound right?
I mean, it could be right. I just got this car in Virginia. It was a better deal out here, so I just got it from here, out here.
I'm just gonna measure the front windshield, okay?
Okay.
Get the vehicle apart.
All right.
30% light transmitters on the front windshield, okay?
Okay.
So right now we're looking at 5% on the front right window, 30% on the front windshield. If you see, do you see this AS1 line right here?
Yeah.
You cannot tint below this line, and that's in every state.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Go put the car up anyway, cause it's time for me to get ready to get up out of it anyway. So.
Please see your license, registration, and insurance.
Yes, sir. No way. My wallet right here. I'm gonna grab that. All right.
That's fine.
And my hold on. Registration. I want to make sure I get you everything you need.
Are you my relief? No. I'm good. I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna head back. Thank you.
So these guys are, you know, being very respectful. He's just listening to the officer. He's not, you know, talking back to him. There's really no need for all that. After he's figured out that, okay, I'm driving a vehicle that has illegal tint on it. That's what he's figured out. So here again, I've done nothing wrong. My car is in violation. You know, he didn't get the tint on there. He bought it like that. So, when you buy a car, I guess you're expected to take the tint off if it's illegal, because now it's your responsibility. The car's registered in your name now, so you're responsible. Therefore, if you get a ticket, it's on you. You know, you bought the car, you didn't take the tint off, whatever. It's not a big deal. This is just a violation. It's not serious, right?
Now, quick question.
She need the card.
The insurance and the registration?
Yeah, I have this in my glove box. Let me get you this also. Get you that. You can take that as well.
So he asked him if he has his registration. It's in the glove box. But before he opens up the glove box, he wants to give him something else first, because I believe his pistol is in his glove box. So he doesn't want to open up the glove box until he gives him the proper documents to let the officer know I have a weapon and this is where it's at. This is why I haven't opened up the glove box yet, because my weapon is right here. So, which is very smart by him. Clearly he's carried a gun for a while now, so he knows how to operate when a police officer pulls him over. This is very smart. I think more people should watch videos like this so they know how to conduct themselves. And on top of that, be legal. Just have your stuff together so that you don't have to worry about nothing. When you get pulled over by police, everybody gets this little panic feeling. I still do this to this day, but at the same time, I know I have nothing to worry about because all my stuff is legal.
Are you armed right now?
Say about to is now.
So there's a weapon in the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Are you?
Here you go.
kind of weapon is in the?
All right, y'all. So yeah, we got pulled over. It's cause my tent, and I do got my gun on me, but it is on me. So.
Sound like breezy out this bitch, you know?
Nah, it's cool. We Gucci. I ain't worried about it. Like I said, we be alright.
So he already says, he's like, we'll be all right, because he's not worried about nothing. He's not worried about anything happening to him. He's not afraid of the police, but he understands that the police are an authority. They're the authority right now. So all you have to do is be respectful to the authority. Have all your legal documents out, and you're free to go home. Now that the officer found out that he has a weapon on him, this is going to make it a little bit longer, because now they want to see if the weapon is registered. You know, is the weapon registered to him? Because it could be a stolen gun. It could be someone else's gun. You know, so now they have to kind of investigate to see if this pistol is registered. I believe it's a pistol. I'm assuming. I mean, I think it's in the glove box. He said it was on him, but I think it's in the glove box.
Is the firearm registered in DC?
No, it's registered in Maryland. All right, y'all. So I told him that was one in here because of the fact of my man's tasting right here. If I would have opened that blood box up, anything like that in that nature, he could have seen it and drew his gun and start doing something that we don't want to happen. So therefore, I let them know, hey, it's one in there and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we ain't do nothing wrong. You be honest with them, let them know what's going on with you. They'll let you go. But most of the time, I was like, I'm gonna get the ticket, but it's all good. I just pay for the ticket, anything like that in that nature. But I'm just gonna see what's going on now. So we're about to find out. How you doing, man?
Exactly. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. He's already stated that he's done nothing wrong. It's for his tent. He knows why he's pulled over now. It's not for. He doesn't think that it's for any type of racial profiling. They tend to pull these vehicles over. It looks like he has like a Hellcat. It's probably a Charger Hellcat. You know, people hook these cars up all the time. So if it was being targeted, it's being targeted because of the type of vehicle it is. You know, it's not really about who's in the vehicle, because the officer couldn't see if they were black or white or anything, because he said he couldn't see inside the vehicle because it was 5% tint. So you can't really make out someone's race in a vehicle that has tint that dark.
Sir.
And then I both got.
Charge my phone up.
Where's your phone?
Right there.
Okay, cool.
My cord is right here.
They're gonna look at everything.
They coming now?
Yeah, this is constant. They're coming back around. Okay. That's what I'm waiting for.
So he basically asked him if he could charge his phone. We want to make sure that he's allowed to record. This is smart. This is what you do when you get pulled over by the police and you feel like you're being targeted because you're a certain race. Get your phone. Have a camera always set up so that you can record anytime anything happens. You could just record.
No bull. Like I said, we ain't do nothing, G. If anything, give me for my tent, but it's all good. Like I said, it's all good at the end of the day. All right, y'all. So they got more people pulling up right now. We keeping our hands away. We Gucci. Like I said, we ain't do nothing.
Nothing for them to be worried about. More people doesn't mean anything. More officers doesn't mean, that's just for their safety.
Step up, say. No, you go in there. All right, cool. You go open the door.
That's fine. You can get under the seatbelt. You don't do it. You don't have it on you, right?
No. I got.
Yeah, so basically he asked him, you don't have the gun on you, right? Like, no, I don't have it on me. It's just, it's in the car. You just letting them know that it's in the car. They don't have it on them. It's all good.
So, we Gucci though, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I have my credentials. That's why I tell people always have your credentials and shit like that. So, and we straight take.
I'm cold, bro.
Yeah, I'm cold as shit too, bro. But hey,
Man, we Gucci though, man.
we Gucci. That's what happens.
You're gonna get cited for the window tint. It is extremely dark, like I stated. It's a violation.
As you can see, guys, these gentlemen left without a scratch. No fights, no disrespectful comments towards the police or the police disrespecting them. Everything, these guys left with nothing but positive. They left with a ticket. They left with a ticket. Now, he goes to court or he proves that he released the or he's taken off the tent, then he actually doesn't spend any money. So this was very, very positive interaction between civilians and police. You know, I don't like to look at it as, you know, black civilians and white police. It's just civilians, police. That's it. That's just the interaction. That's, you know, they didn't get, nothing happened to them. Nothing happened to them because they knew they did nothing wrong. So, I commend these two gentlemen for conducting themselves like men. I think this is how men should conduct themselves. Just be a man and have all your stuff together. Have your life together. If you don't have your life together, start getting it. Start getting it together. You know, because you could get pulled over. And if you do get pulled over, at least have your life together enough to where you can respect each other, especially as a man. You know, most of the time, you're going to get pulled over. If you're a man, you're going to get pulled over by a man most of the time. Just because the way that policing is majority men. It's not just for men, but it's just, you know, that's just statistically speaking, more men join the police force than women. So every now and then you may get pulled over by a female, but you're going to respect her the same way. It doesn't matter if she's male or female. But what I'm saying is, if you're a man and you get pulled over by a man, you know, talk to each other like men. Be respectful like men. You know, there's a certain way that you're supposed to talk. Same with females. It doesn't matter if she's a female, you get pulled over by a female, you know, be respectful to her because at the end of the day, she's still the authority over you. But anyway, I appreciate these guys for conducting themselves the way they did. And yeah, that's very, very dope. Very dope experience. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe they should have cussed them out. They should have cussed the police officers out. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they should have drew the weapon. Maybe should have pulled the gun out and showed him it wasn't loaded. Which y'all think he should have did? You know what I mean? Like, was this racially motivated or was this officer pulling them over because the car was in violation of the law? I don't know. But don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Get your supplements, guys. Get your supplements. If you're a young dude or young female getting into the gym and you need something to help out your workout, to get you pumped and motivated, get in the gym and get this supplement right here. Get this supplement. Try it. You try with a half a scoop first, then make your way to a full scoop. Boom. It keeps you mentally sharp. Y'all gonna like it, I'm telling you. Don't forget to follow me right here. Follow my Instagram right here. Follow the channel. Let me know what you guys think, man. I'm out. Appreciate you watching. Peace.